Tension: Angry France president shocks Tinubu and African leaders amidst rejection of French military bases. See what he revealed. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in and listening to this headline that we got to air this morning. As our headline for this morning says here that the angry France president shocks Tinubu and African leaders amidst rejection of French military bases. See what he revealed. Well, French President Emmanuel Macron has publicly criticized African leaders for what he termed their ingratitude towards France, claiming that many African nations would not have achieved sovereignty without the support of French military forces. Macron's remarks, which he made in a statement on the political and security development in Africa, reflect a growing tension between France and its former colonies, particularly in the wake of recent political upheavals in several African nations. Macron's comments focus on the long-standing security relationship between France and various African countries, especially in the context of counter-terrorism operation, which had a relationship based on security and it was a twofold commitment. He said, on one hand, it was our engagement against terrorism since 2013. We were right, and I think someone forgot to say thank you. It's okay, it will come with time. The French president continued to express his frustration with what he described as a lack of recognition for the sacrifices made by the French in the region. He specifically addressed African head of state, accusing them of failing to show courage in the face of public opinion and of not acknowledging the critical role France played in their country's sovereignty. None of them would be sovereign today if the French army hadn't been deployed to the region, Macron said. My heart goes out to all our soldiers, some of whom gave their lives and fought for years. Macron's statement reflects a broader sentiment of dissatisfaction within the French government regarding the evolving political dynamics in Africa. France has been actively involved in military operations in several African countries, particularly in the Sahel region, to combat terrorism and insurgency. This operation has been conducted at the request of sovereign African governments, with France often positioning itself as a key partner in the fight against jihadist groups. However, in the recent years, the relationship between France and several African countries has soared with growing anti-French sentiment among local population and government. In particular, the rise of military coups in countries such as Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger has led to a shift in policy and a rejection of French military presence. Well, in December 2023, Niger expelled French troops following a military coup that ousted the democratically elected president. The new military leader in Niger, was highly critical to Macron's stance, demanded the withdrawal of French forces from the country. This was followed this was followed by France's condemnation of the coup and its public support for the detained president Mohamed Bazoum, which further strained diplomatic relations between the two countries. The tension continued in 2024, with Niger authorities expelling the French aid organization, the Agency for Technical Cooperation and Development (ACTED), in November. This move was seen as a part of a broader effort to sever ties with France and reshape the country's foreign policy in favor of greater independence from its former colonizer. Well, Macron defended France's military action in Africa, emphasizing that French forces were deployed at the request of sovereign states. We did the right thing. We left because they were cubes. We were there at the request of sovereign states. Well, who also asked France to come? He remarks, however, he also acknowledged that as the political landscape in Africa shifted, particularly with the rise of military-led government, the objective of French involvement were no longer aligned with local demand. From the moment there were coups and people said their aims were no longer fighting terrorism, France no longer belonged there, Macron concluded. Well, Macron's criticism to African leaders comes as France faces increasing pressure to reconsider its role in Africa. Several African nations, including Chad, Senegal, and Mali, have recently called for the removal of French troops from their territories. This request, coupled with the growing influence of the military regime, signals a shift away from France's traditional role as a security partner in the region. And that was all that was said here concerning this headline today this morning, which says here that tension. Angry France president shocks Tinubu and African leader amidst rejection of French military bases. See what he reviewed. I tell you, of course, yesterday for me this morning. If you're not a subscriber, the best you can do right here right now is to subscribe. Well, concerning this ongoing saga that is happening with French military and African leaders, a lot of African leaders in the country, especially in the West African region of the country, of the continent, a lot of West African leaders saying that French military is causing terror, insecurity. The French military presence is causing insecurity. The French military presence is causing coup. And although Nigeria is clean, Nigeria does not have any French military base in that soil. I'm talking like countries like Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and so on and so forth. Yes, those countries that were formerly French colonies before, those countries that were colonized by France before. Yes, I'm talking about those countries. Now, Niger was the first person to act. He says that French military was interfering in in their politics, and then caused the coup that recently happened. And the people of Niger were not happy, so they expelled Niger. And now, breaking news: Chad has also done the same thing. Chad has expelled French military forces away from its land now. And if Emmanuel Macron, being the president of France, is saying that all the people are so ungrateful. That when we were there fighting this insecurity, fighting jihadists and so, they did not compliment us. Yes, yes. When we were there fighting for your sovereignty, fighting for you guys to be independent, you guys did not applaud us. And now you're saying all this wicked thing to us, saying this, saying that. Like the tension now, especially the Niger military leader and French president. That's the two big pictures in this update in this headline. Yes, this beef now that is happening with West African countries and France. Even Tinubu himself does not even know what to say concerning it. It got to a time that the Niger military head of the head of state, the Niger military head of state, told Tinubu that Nigeria is keeping France military in its soil, that there is French military bases in Nigerian soil. Tinubu's spokesperson now replied him saying that there is no French military base in our soil, that Nigerian soil is clean. We don't have any foreign military base in our soil. We can protect ourselves. Yes. Then you don't have to say that type of things, that type of things for Nigeria. Well, at this point in time, I can assure you that military bases in Niger and Chad are automatically gone, especially the French military base. They are 100%, they've left the country. 100% left the country. Or what do you guys think concerning what is happening? Drop your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Then tap the subscribe button as we go down with the notification bell. So anytime I'm in the video, you'll be the first to get notified about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day ahead of you.